Hey everybody, Joe with Bumbling Acres here. I hope you all are doing well. I wanted to touch base with you guys today. So I was originally going to do a video over ways to tell roosters from hens and chickens. I've been working on that video in the last couple days, but something else came up this morning, and I felt like it was important to discuss for anyone who's looking at getting into homesteading. And really life in general. If you've watched my videos long enough, you know I get pretty philosophical on things. And one of the realities of homesteading is that it's a passion project. It's a passion endeavor. And this is because it takes a lot out of you to homestead. You are constantly on feed schedules. You're constantly working. You're tending your garden. You're tending your animals. It takes a lot out of you. And the reality is that can be exhausting, and is exhausting at times. But it's also something that is incredibly rewarding, both experiential, intellectual, emotionally. As you go through the process of homesteading, inevitably it increases how your capabilities, what you feel like you can accomplish. You just by realities of homesteading, you become more capable in a lot of categories because so much is required of you as a homesteader. You are constantly building things. You're having to figure out problems. You're having to solve problems on a budget, since there's always a prefabricated solution to your problem. I always say none of us are unique. There's no new problems for us. So there's always, if you want to go and spend the money, there's always a solution somewhere. You can go buy auto feeders, for your animals. You can buy auto feeders for your chickens. You can also just go make your own with some 5-gallon buckets and some wood scraps and stuff. The 5-gallon buckets and wood scraps is cheaper, but it requires a little bit of innovative thinking. And those are all things that come from homesteading. And most people, as they think about getting into homesteading, they'll take it as an intellectual endeavor, and they'll look at passion as an intellectual endeavor. We want to figure out everything about something and then dive into it. And the reality is passion doesn't work that way. This was inspired because I was talking to my son earlier today about my concern that I just don't see him having a passion outlet. I don't see him every day waking up not wanting to do something. I don't see him being driven to do something. I had to remind him, like when he was in his first relationship, his first girlfriend, there was a lot of passion there, and it drove him to a lot of his actions. I was like, part of life is finding what it is that you enjoy doing that drives you to make choices. And that's important in life, that we find what we're passionate about. So homesteading is a passionate pursuit. It is fulfilling and empowering and wonderful. It comes at some great cost to your time and energy. And if you're going to find that passion, you see a lot of people get into homesteading and burn out. They get burnt out because they've figured out all the intellectual pieces to it. They need this property and this activity and these things to raise these animals. So they go through and they run all the numbers and they get everything, and then they start doing it and find out they don't like it. It takes a lot of their time. The romanticized version of it, which if we intellectualize something, we can easily romanticize it, isn't the reality. And the reality is very rewarding. Operating a homestead is one of the most rewarding things I've done in my life. I've been in the Marine Corps. I've served my country. Been heavily religious. Like all these things that people have found passions from. I would say homesteading is one of the things that has fulfilled my passion level more than almost anything else. So it's there and it's valuable. So if you are going to be a homesteader, think about it. Don't dive in without thinking about it, but realize, if you want to find out, get some hens. Raise some hens. If you can't raise hens in your home, start a garden and get used to the realities of what garden tending involves. It's hot. You still got to pick your garden. It's wet. You still got to take care of your garden, your animals. Just you know, raise some rabbits. See if you can get down with that reality of rabbit raising. Like, you can raise rabbits in any environment. Raise some microgreens. Do something, because the doing is where passion comes involved. So those are my thoughts today. Don't forget to like and